Hey, what's up guys? In this lesson we are going to be going over a package called Faker, and Faker is a package that allows you to add dummy data to your application. So let's say that you have a users table and you need to create a whole bunch of users and maybe even an avatar image. You could create all of those images and user data with this package. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by opening up a terminal window and creating a new Laravel application. So I'm going to create this inside of my sites projects folder, and I'm going to call this Faker. So I will install a new Laravel application in a folder called Faker. Okay, and after that has been created, then we want to go into the directory and we want to copy the .env.example to the .env file, and we want to generate our key. So PHP artisan key generate. And these are all just basics of how to set up Laravel. And now I can go to my domain. So I have a virtual host at faker.dev that points to this folder, and sure enough we have a Laravel 5 installation in front of us. Okay, now I'm going to open my application inside of Sublime, and I'm going to open up the app HTTP routes file. And I'm going to create a new route and just call this playground. Alrighty, and then the next step is to include the Faker package. So let's go to the GitHub page, and I will post this below the video too, this link to the GitHub page. And we'll want to copy this composer require. It's under the installation section, and this is going to require the Faker package in our application. Okay, and after that's been included in our application, let's go ahead and go back to the GitHub page. And you can see they have the basic usage here on how to use this. So what we want to do is grab this Faker, so how we can create a new Faker object. And I'm going to paste this into our playground. And the next thing is we'll probably want to do a loop. Let's do it for, say, 10 times. So let's say I less than 10, and then we'll increment. Okay. Now let's play around a little bit with the data. So if you scroll down here, you can see all the different kinds of data that we can create. We can create phone numbers, we can create addresses, people, lorem ipsum. There's quite a bit of data in here. Date, time, internet, user agent, payments, and you can go through the whole thing and check it out. You can even have images. So let's go ahead and just take a Faker name. I think I saw that up here. So we have Faker name right here. So we can go ahead and just take this. I'm going to just say Faker name. I'll go ahead and echo that out. And we will go back to our route. So faker.dev/playground. And sure enough, we have our 10 different names on here. I'll go ahead and also add a break. So we'll add a break tag. And I know this probably isn't proper HTML, but I'm just using it just for the sake of showing how this package works. So let's go ahead and check out some other stuff here. So we have Faker address, Faker text. I'm going to go ahead and check out the images. So let's go down here. Image generated provided by Lorem Pixel. Okay, maybe we could just use this right here. Okay, cool. We could also use the cats. So maybe we could print out some awesome pictures of cats. So I'm guessing it's probably just going to provide us with a URL. So we will need to say echo and do the source tag. And we'll say Faker, say image URL, and we want the width and the height. Let's do 500 by 300. Sounds good. Okay, let's go ahead and see what that has generated. Alright, let's refresh the page, and awesome! We have a bunch of cool cats here. So you could use this for your dummy data and have a bunch of pictures of cats in there. Let's see what else they got. So Lorem Pixel, I'm sure they have a bunch of different other cats. So let's go to lorempixel.com. Yeah, so if we go to Lorem Pixel, you see we have cats, we have business, nightlife, sports. So we could probably take any of these categories. Let's go ahead and select city. Let's save that and go back to our page. And now we have pictures of cities. So you can see just how easy it is to create some dummy data, and then we could just throw this into our database and we already have data inside of our application. I'm just going to take it one step further and create the authentication routes or the authentication migration that Laravel provides, and then I'll add some users to our user table. So let's go into our .env file and we need to add our database credentials. So I already have a database created and I just called the database Faker, and it's localhost, and so it's just root. And I'm going to save that. We need to go back to our application and run php artisan migrate. And now we have our users table. If I open this up in SQL Pro, you can go to the database and you'll see that we now have our users table, but there's no users in there just yet. So let's go ahead and let's say we want to add 50 users. So let's, inside of our loop, create a users array. And so we want the name. Let's see if that's what we have in here. Yes, we have name and email. And the password, we can just create a generic password, and that should be all that we need to create. So we have name, and we can do $faker name. Then we can also do email. So faker email, and then the last one will be password. So let's go ahead and just do hash make password. So we're just going to set password to password. Okay, and we need to make sure that we tell the application which user class that we want to use, and by default this should be app user as user. So let's save that. I'm going to comment these lines out, and then we will say user create, and let's create this user. So I'm going to go to this route, and hopefully if I've done everything correctly, then we should have 50 new users in our database. So let me reload this, and we get an error, undefined variable faker. Okay, that's because I commented out faker, so the app's not going to know what faker is. So let's reload that, and we have a blank page in front of us, which is actually probably kind of good. I could have echoed out a successfully created users table, but if we look in the database right now and I refresh, indeed we have 50 new users. So you can see just how easy it is to use this faker package to add all kinds of dummy data to your application and make it look like that you have a bunch of users. And you'd probably just want to use this for testing purposes, but it's a great way to play around with this dummy data and just kind of have some fun. So I hope you learned some stuff from this video, and I will talk to you next time.